Let's walk through setting up Rebuy Checkout Extensions. Before we get started, checkout customization is only available to Shopify Plus merchants. Checkout extensions are a great way to add one-click personalized offers to your checkout, but also add content blocks like trust badges, reviews, and more to reduce the chance of an abandoned order. So here's how we get started. We're going to hit Checkout and Post-Purchase on the left-hand side, then click Checkout Extensions, then New Widget. Now for this walkthrough, we're just going to stick with adding a checkout recommendation, but we'll provide more information on this page about adding other checkout extension types like content blocks, a line item editor, and progress bar. So let's give this a name. We'll call this Recommendations Test 1. And then hit Create. Right away, I can hover my mouse over this drop-down menu and decide what data source I want to give this checkout extension, which is to say what logic is going on behind the scenes to recommend these products. We can customize this data source even further by hitting Edit and then going into the data source itself and then really customizing this to our heart's content. But for now, let's leave it with the recommendations engine. And instead, I'll leave you again some more documentation on customizing data sources on this page. Okay, we're back in the editor. Let's click on language and let's give this checkout extension a title to attract our customers. So we could say, don't miss out on these favorites, or check these out as a lower title. We can add a description as well. We got 3 text blocks here to work with. I think I'll just stick with my super title though. That looks good to me. Beneath the titles, I can change my add to cart language. So I could switch that from add to get this deal. I'll just put it back to add. What else do I got here? I can tweak the language to a success banner that would pop up when these are added to the order. I also have subscription options here if that was integrated. And I can change out the product preview, what I want that to look like as well. Okay, let's hit the back arrow at the top left here. And now let's go into product display. Lots of great options for us here. I can tweak the amount of products that are shown by just moving this dial upwards from 2. I could display this as a carousel if I want and decide if I want that to go horizontal or vertical. Again, change the amount of products that are shown. I can switch the product type from one-time only to subscription. Just so many different customization options available at your fingertips. We can choose another source for the image, adjust the title size, add product descriptions. We can even enable a quantity input so customers could get more of these products. But now let's get to discounting. Let's navigate back, drop in there. So first off, we can decide what kind of discount type we want. We don't have to have a discount, but we can go from a fixed discount to a percentage discount. For fixed, let's toggle on Shopify functions here to make discounting really easy. And now let's decide. Yeah, $5 off looks good. I can continue to tweak the compare price with kind of language here. I can add a discount message. And our last option here is I can restrict the maximum quantity to be eligible for this discount. And now let's look at some of the styling options available to us. We can really tweak this front-end style of how this offer looks with all of these different customization options here. I won't go through everyone individually, except I want to highlight this one at the bottom here with the stars. If we have a reviews integration set up, we can play with how we want these stars to look here, from how big they are to the color that they're giving. So let's show you what that looks like. I'm going to get out of this menu, jump into advanced settings. So let me activate one of the reviews. And there you can see the stars added to the fresh foam cleanser. Back in that styling section, we could change the size, the color. If we wanted to match them, instead of being the classic gold yellow, we could match them to our brand color. We could do whatever we'd like. Let me toggle that back off. Okay, now we're almost done. We just got to hit save up here in the top right corner. And now the final step. We have to go to the Shopify checkout editor and make sure it's set up the way we want. So I'm going to copy this widget ID right here in the blue. I just have to click on it and it'll copy. Then I'm going to go to the bottom left to see Visit Shopify's Checkout Editor. Here we are in the Shopify Checkout Editor. So I'm just going to scroll down on the left-hand side to Order Summary. You can see I already have some Rebuy Smart components set here on our checkout, but let's add that brand new one we were just building by clicking Add Block, click Rebuy Smart Component. I'm going to paste my widget ID there. I'm going to include this in Shop Pay. And one last step, I don't want to hide this extension. So I'm going to say no to hide this extension. And then I hit save. And you might just need to refresh your page. And there it is, right on the right-hand side there. That's what we had set up. And I can tweak where I want this in the page by just dragging and dropping it. Okay, last step, just make sure this is set up in live mode. You might want to toggle this on to make sure it actually goes live on your store. And that's all there is to it. Our checkout extension has been added to our checkout. Like I mentioned earlier, we'll put all sorts of support documentation on this page if you feel like you're getting stuck or want to investigate something further. And of course, if you ever want to reach out to us in the Rebuy admin, you just click our logo in the bottom right corner, and that's going to connect you with our support team. That's all for this video. We'll see you in the next one.